After 1,000 years, the mists have finally cleared to reveal Albion, the land of myth and magic beyond the sea.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Albion Online Dev Talk. Today's video is the third in our series covering the roads of Avalon. In previous episodes we showed you how to get onto the Avalonian roads and what you can find when exploring the wilderness of Avalon. Now we want to show you an exciting new playstyle for guilds in Albion, living in Avalon. With the Rise of Avalon update, players will be able to explore the ancient Avalonian roads and find gateways to different zones of Avalon. Most of these zones will be sections of the roads, but there are some which are almost completely wilderness. In these special zones, crystal energy seeps into Avalon, forming pure crystals on some forest clearings. These provide enough magical energy to maintain a hideout's defenses despite the hostile mists which shroud the rest of Avalon. At these sites, guilds will be able to place hideouts during the battle time visible on the zone map. As usual, a hideout will need to be established and will be vulnerable during the first and the last minutes of its construction. Once established, the hideout will be protected just like in the open world. However, since there's no territory in the Avalonian wilderness, anyone with the required amount of siphoned energy in their inventory can break a hideout's defenses at the beginning of the zone's battle time. They can then attempt to attack the hideout, but as usual, once it loses a defense point, the hideout will become invulnerable until the next day's battle time. This is significant because no gateway connection to the zone will remain in position for a whole day, meaning the attacking side will have to stay in the zone with no access to reinforcements if they want to continue their attack. In fact, if you remember our first video, you'll know that each gateway only lets a small number of players in at a time, so even moving a significant attack force into the zone for an initial attack is quite challenging. Of course, an attacker always has the option of placing their own hideout in the region to reinforce from, but they'll first have to get that established too. As you can see, destroying a guild's hideout in Avalon will be significantly more challenging than destroying a hideout in the Outlands, making living in Avalon very well suited for smaller guilds who want to have a hideout of their own. If owning a hideout in Avalon is so safe, what are the downsides? Well, firstly, each wilderness zone comes with very limited resources and PvE content. Players will have to explore the surrounding roads of Avalon to find gateways to the open world, allowing them to bring in resources and gear or to export the goods they produced with the crafting bonuses of their hideout. Each Avalon wilderness region has its own unique set of crafting bonuses, and while none of them outcompete the deep areas of the Outlands, they can still be very attractive for crafters. A second downside of living in the roads is that you'll have to deal with the limited capacity and ever-shifting nature of the Avalonian gateways. If your guild has too many members, you'll be competing for the capacity of the gateways, and if your players are not careful, you may get stranded somewhere in Avalon with no easy way back to your hideout. Finally, perhaps the biggest downside for competitive players is the lack of territories for season point generation. While you can of course still compete in the Crystal League, work towards your guild challenge and raid territory mages from your hideout, you'll find it hard to claim and hold territories. That may be a good thing, however, as it means your hideout in Avalon is not likely to become the target of the guilds competing for power in the Outlands. That said, there's no lack of action for guilds living in Avalon. The constantly shifting gateway connections always bring new and exciting opportunities for exploration and for conflict to your front door, especially when a gateway opens to another wilderness region with an active guild living in it. As you can see, there's a lot of finesse to living in an Avalon hideout, and we can't wait to see how players adapt to this unique environment. We have now reached the end of our series on the roads of Avalon, and we can't wait to go explore Avalon ourselves and hope many of you are as excited about these new opportunities coming to Albion in the Rise of Avalon update on August 12th.